Why does YouTube have to be so complicated? Alright, it's working. Let's see. Who will show up? If anyone's around. Well, I don't see anyone here. If you are here, do say something, because I'm not sure if how to stream properly from my It's you! It's the first time doing a Q&A, and I don't even know if anyone's gonna show up. We'll see. If it goes well, I'll do it again. If it doesn't, I'll never do it again. Cool, we got 3 people in here. Maybe I'm one of them, I don't know. Ask a question, drop a line, let me know if you're around. I don't know. This is really strange for me. Okay, cool, we have somebody in here. Hi. Sushma? Is that correct? Sushma Kumari. You got some photography questions, please let me know. I'll try to answer as best as I can. Cool. Yeah, this is the first time we do a Q&A about photography, so it's nice. Favorite settings? I shoot auto. I made a video about that, you know. Mostly auto. But I use manual lenses, so it's like I open them as much as I can. Sometimes. Usually at f4, because you open them too much, it's hard to focus. And I underexpose by a stop, because I like to make sure I keep all the information in the highlights. I hope that helps. F4-ish, auto everything else, and underexposed by 1 stop. That should help you very much. F4 is a good... It helps me get the focus better, you know. If you shoot wide open, you're gonna miss a lot of shots. If you shoot anywhere between 2.8 and f4, you're gonna focus the shot much more often. So it's good, you know. I know a lot of people tell you to shoot like wide open, or that 2.8 is too slow or whatever, but that's not true. Cool, Greece. Hey, it's going better than I thought. We got 5 people in here. That's 5 more than I expected, to be honest. I'd like to go to Greece someday. Yeah, the thing is, it's too cold these days, so I can't really go out and shoot as much as I would like to, because the camera just dies. And yeah. But yeah, shoot me your photography questions. I will do my best to answer them if I can. Do let me know. I lost my glasses. Got 6 people in here now. I've got time. If this goes well enough, we can do it again, and if it doesn't, then it just means we don't do it very often. Got 6 people. How do we get people to talk? maybe some music will help. There we go. Hey Humming Distance, welcome to the stream where I try to answer your photography questions. If the music is too loud, let me know. Maybe. There we go. Got 7 folks in here now. So you got 7 people, but I don't see many questions, so please ask stuff. Would you recommend Affinity Photo as an alternative to Photoshop? To be honest, I've never used Affinity Photo, so I wouldn't really know, but it's my understanding that pretty much all photography editing softwares do the same thing. I mean, Photoshop's usually the best. It can do way more things, but for the things most people need and do like 99% of the time, I'm sure third-party software is just as good, you know. That's my take on it. It's really up to you, you know, ultimately. Any more questions? It's really weird watching myself on stream, you know. I'm not used to that kind of thing. Got 6. You know, I gotta use this public radio because there's no other music you can use. You get demonetized by YouTube. Maybe more people will come if I tweet about it or something, you know. Photography Q&A at my YouTube channel. Any comment on the new firmwares Panasonic released? No, not really. Wait, let me turn off the music because it's a little bit too loud. Just switch it to the classical channel. The thing is, I don't really pay attention to all the other camera stuff, especially like latest lenses or latest cameras, because it doesn't really interest me so much, so I don't really know what's up. But if I can use a camera as good from 2010, I don't see why I can't use the latest camera even better, you know. That's my take on things. It's just people nitpicking over 0.01% improvement over stuff, I think. Who is the best camera? The one you have on you. No, but seriously, like whatever camera you have on you is good. Just you just need to make sure you have good lighting, you know. If you have good light, then it doesn't really matter which camera you're using. And that's the honest truth. I mean, I use a phone half the time, so that should tell you something. Excuse me while I tweet about this live chat, so hopefully get some people in here and they can ask some photography questions. But you know, if you got some other questions, do ask. Just remember that my answers are very philosophical, if that makes sense. Kind of. I don't know. I don't know what you would describe them as. But yeah, there is no such thing as a best camera. You just need good lighting. Plus every camera is different, you know. If you're into stills and portraits, you might want like a medium format. If you're into like birding and all that stuff, you need like APS-C with like high count of shoots. When you go out, do you take artificial light with you? Sometimes. I can show you if you want. Not always, of course. have two kinds of lights. This is a really cheap LED light I got off Amazon.com. I also use a flash, but I only use the flash when I'm doing portraits, and I only use the LED light if I'm also doing portraits. You know, actually I use the flash when there's snow too, but when it comes to street photography, I don't use a light. When it comes to portraits, I use a light because you kind of need it. The flash is good for snow, making it pop. Sometimes in the rain, not very often. I know people are going to ask where to get this. It's just a light. I mean, just Google LED light. This one costs like $10 or $15. It wasn't expensive, but I've had it for years. Very useful. If you're in a bind and you don't have a light with you, you can always just use your phone. You know? You gotta be close to your model, but using this light is better than not using any light at all. But yeah, many photographers buy expensive cameras. They don't invest in some extra light, you know. I also have a ring light with a stand that sometimes I carry with me, but it's a real hassle, so it's a good thing I'm not a portrait photographer, you know. But yeah, invest in a good light. It'll take you places. It'll make your photos way better. Anything else? Maybe we do need the music. It's a little quiet in here. Let's see. Oh. There we go. I'll just lower the volume. iOS app color screen. I'll look into it. I've heard about it. I've seen like a bunch of YouTubers making a video about it like a few weeks ago. Got 9 people watching. Pretty cool. We should have 9 different questions on here. At least. But yeah, these days it's too cold to go out, so I'm gonna have to be doing some more live streams more often, whether it be editing, Q&A, maybe lens fixing. I tried to record fixing a lens a while ago, but since I'm using an LED light, you get like the little lines across the screen. It doesn't look very good, so the video is ruined. Favorite Korean food? Cheese takalbi, for sure. It's too bad there's not a restaurant nearby. I gotta go pretty far to get it, but still pretty good, you know. Actually, I know what to do. If I open up my Twitter, are you going to shoot in the snow? Would like to see your take on it. Yeah, I shoot in the snow whenever it snows, but actually it doesn't snow very often. The past 2 years it has not really snowed like at all. So I can't shoot in the snow as much as I wish I could. We're gonna open up the Instagram. We're gonna try to tell people to come to my YouTube channel for the live stream. See you for the first time. I'm happy. Yeah. We're live streaming here in the tube. How's Korea when you shoot alone? You never worry about getting robbed for your gear? There's something I struggle with, but I'm working on. No, I'm not worried at all. Most Koreans are shorter than me, so they're afraid. They're very afraid. But yeah, Korea's pretty safe. You should not be worried. So here we go. Got the Instagram ready. Oh, I know. I got the Instagram questions. Let's see. Which question? Cool. So now we got questions from Instagram. We got questions from my YouTube channel. See, question. How's life in Korea? It's pretty cold. By the way, for the people watching on Instagram, I do have a YouTube channel. You know, you can go there and like watch my responses and stuff. Yeah, so yeah, check out my YouTube channel. So if you have any questions, please write them down. I'll be answering them. We already answered that one. Let's see what's next. Next question. When will you come to India? Um, as soon as somebody buys me a ticket. There seems to be this idea that photographers are all rich and stuff. That's just not true. I mean, some of us are, but we all pay our taxes and rent and all that kind of stuff, so definitely not rich. Can't be traveling all the time. How did you end up in Korea? Job, love, culture? Let's see. I ended up in Korea because I got a master's degree in English linguistics, and there's no way I would teach in the United States because it's just awful place to teach. So I came to Korea, where they treat me better and pay me well. And for you guys on Instagram, come to my YouTube channel, join the live chat, and ask questions, you know? Cool. Yeah, they pay pretty well over here. I enjoy very much. Lots of benefits, safer. And I don't have to worry about dying if I get a cold or something. I know it's a weird question, but I like infrared photography and I'll buy a full spectrum camera. What kind of filters do you use for this camera? I use all of them, you know. There's not one filter I limit myself to. Actually, no, that's not true. I got a 720 and a 590. I've been eyeing a 680, to be honest. I kind of want a 680, but I don't know if I really need it because I can kind of make 720 look like a 680, kind of. But 590 for sure. One second, you got questions popping up now. Let's see, do you use wide angles? Why or why not? I used a lot of wide angles when I was first starting photography, when I was doing landscape photography. But like after a few years of wide angles, I just kind of got tired of them. Now I like using tighter focal lengths, especially for like landscapes. So yeah, I have wide angle lenses. I just don't really use them as much as I used to, unless I'm doing like a photo shoot and I'm in a tight space. Then you need a wide angle lens. There we go. Q&A stuff. What have you always wanted in photography in South Korea and haven't gotten yet? Let's do photograph. Trying to think. Why is there a poor connection? 1 second. There you go. Turn on the Wi-Fi. What have you always wanted to photograph in South Korea and never gotten to yet? Maybe there's a lantern festival that happens in Daejeon or Daegu like every spring. I really wanted to go to it. It's one of those festivals where all of the lanterns just fly into the sky and stuff. So that's what I would like to do. Let's see. Question: what do you do when you're not taking photos? I'm fixing lenses and I'm checking out other photographers for inspiration, mainly. 1 second, gotta keep up to the comments, questions. Hey, just wanted to say hi and I appreciate your videos. I used to be West Berlin, but now I'm in rural Australia. Cool. I'm glad you like the cyberpunk stuff, you know? I try to post mostly, but it's too cold to go out shooting right now, so I just kind of gotta stay home and do what I can. Let's see, is there any questions here on Instagram? Hello from Manila. Is it true that you use your mobile phone for your images? Yes, I do, a lot of the time. I want to be in Japan December. Any recommendations? To be honest, no, because I live in Seoul, not Japan. Yeah. Looking through these questions over here. In June, I'll go to Korea. Any recommendations? Jongno, I got a bunch of videos on it. Yes, yes. Yeah. Do you use lens profiles in Lightroom for vintage lenses, or you don't bother? Well, why would I bother if I'm using vintage lenses? You see what I mean? Yeah, I pretty much, since I use vintage lenses, there's no reason to try and get the vintage look because you're already getting it. But sometimes I desaturate the pictures a little bit just to make them look older because I kind of like that look, to be honest. Let's see. XT3 vertical grip a must? I don't even know what that is, man. To be honest, I don't know what that is. I don't keep up with gear and stuff. I just use what I have mostly. Are you my dad? Actually, that's a question. That's a question you should have a conversation you should have between you and your mom. It's better if I don't get involved in that. Lucan. Yeah, you guys are on Instagram. You can find me on YouTube. I'm doing a little Q&A over here, so kind of cross-platform stuff. 1 second. I got a request. Any good books that you personally liked and taught you something valuable? I can't really think of any. I like that book by Bruce Lee about his way of living life. I forgot the name of it, but it's very zen. Oh, thank you, Ham. Thank you for the donation. I'm going to definitely use that for film. Actually, I have one more Kodak camera that needs to be developed. You know, these things add up in cost. They're like 17 bucks here in Korea, so definitely not cheap. Yeah, this is my YouTube page, so please come to my YouTube. We're doing a Q&A right now, and we got lots of videos there too, you know. So we're trying to keep up with a chat with all of these places that are open. Are you from the Valley? I don't know why I remember your Facebook page or something saying like that. Yes, I am, Christine Angeli. I am from South Texas, McAllen, Texas. Check it out. Oh, this is difficult. I should have a spare battery. But yeah. Oh, we got 16 people in here now. Very nice. So it's kind of hard keeping up with all this chat now. Take on travel tripod. Something portable. 1 second, let me unscrew this. Hey there, Travis. Yeah, just get something small, you know. It doesn't even need to have a brand. You just need to make sure it's small, and that's it. This cost me 10 bucks. Pure steel. It's good stuff. You don't need to buy a carbon fiber $200 tripod or something like that. You just need a tripod. It works. By the way, this one doesn't even have a brand name. It's just metal tripod. How to set up camera for night photography. You know, I have a video about that. I have a video for almost all these questions. You just, well, yeah, what he said. Shoot wide open, auto everything else. Underexpose by 1 stop to make the shutter speed faster. Yeah. Can I get a follow back? I don't know about that, man. I'd have to check you out first. I only follow like cyberpunk style Instagram pages. Like if you shoot in my style, I'll probably follow you back. Because I like to follow that kind of thing, you know. I like my feed to be that kind of thing because it's my inspiration. Let's see. Just auto? There's something else to do? No, just auto. Well, it depends. It's more like aperture priority. Aperture priority with auto shutter speed, auto ISO, and open your lens. Maybe not all the way because then you can't focus very well, but I'm usually between f2.8 and f4. No, that's how I roll. Yeah, and you don't need to use a tripod every time you're shooting at night. You know, if you're doing light trails, yes. If you're doing time lapse, yes. If you're doing a landscape, yes. If you're doing street photography, it's kind of crazy to be walking around with a tripod. Hi, Nomi. Wait, we got a new question here. Is there a new question? No new questions. Yeah, okay. That's cool. So yeah, mostly auto. I know it sounds weird, but trust me, you gotta try it out. Anyways, this is my tripod when I do go out, because I have expensive tripods too, you know. Do you follow Justin Tan on YouTube? If yes, what do you think? I have no idea who that is, to be honest. I mean, if he's a photographer, chances are I did follow him at some point. But if he started talking about gear and stuff, then I probably unfollowed him. Do you ever do film photography? Yes, I do. In fact, I just finished shooting like 3 rolls of Kodak Vision 3. Hi Noe, what camera bodies do you use? I use like 8 different ones, man. I wouldn't dwell too much on which gear I use, it's not very important. But these days I use the Pentax K1000 a lot and the Pentax Super ME. I like those very much. I like simplicity. Do you ever do film photography? Oh yeah, I already answered that one. Yeah. Alright, well, I'm gonna look him up after this. Actually, I can just do that right now. I can tell you if I follow him or not. Yeah, but I used to follow like all the photography videos. This guy, probably? I don't know. I'll find them later. But a lot of people turn me off when all they do is like camera reviews and stuff, so I just like unsubscribe. Since you like cyberpunk, I highly recommend Tranquility Base Hotel and Casino by the Arctic Monkeys. Oh, finally, someone else who knows the Arctic Monkeys. Cool. Yes. I've probably heard that song, it's just been a while since I've heard them. Has your 1 year mobile photography ended? Yes, it has. I finished that a while ago, you know. Oh yeah, sure. This was from here in Korea, you know. But yeah, has your 1 year of mobile photography ended? Yes, it has. Actually, I just stopped at 6 months because I think I've proven my point long enough, and I just wanted to go back to shooting with a regular camera. Is the high-end megapixel cameras like A7R3 overkill? I think so. You know, you only need like a few megapixels. Most people I know aren't going around printing billboards. Most people don't even have the money to afford storage for shooting with an A7R4. Well, at least like me, I shoot like 700 pictures every other day, so that's my take on it. My hands are getting tired, by the way. But yeah, this is my chair. It's a Korean chair. Nice and affordable. Let's see, any other questions? I really thought there'd be more over here. But yeah, for the people watching on Instagram, I have a YouTube channel, so feel free to check me out. Well, you know, I still post pictures with my camera, with my phone camera. Sometimes I'll post phone photography pictures, and sometimes I'll post pictures with my old cameras, but people can never tell a difference. They can't even tell a difference when I post a picture with film. You know, it's weird. Well, it's not weird, I guess. maybe if you pixel peep, you could tell when I shoot with a film camera, digital camera, or my phone. Yeah, exactly. I shoot with a 13 megapixel and it's already good for 24-inch prints. Tips or tricks on improvement, just shoot a lot. You know, if you shoot, you're going to just get better over time. That's just the reality of things. There's no tips or tricks that's going to help you. You just have to go out and shoot a lot, and you'll learn from your mistakes. Yeah, megapixels only matter when they're huge prints like billboards and stuff, pretty much. And there's like specific cases where they do matter, but it's like I don't think any of you are going to be worried about that. To be honest, it's like really, really high-end studio stuff. How do you overcome the fear of street photography? I feel like I'm disturbing people's privacy. Oh, it's quite easy. Well, as for me, I feel very disconnected from the world, so I don't really feel like I'm interacting with anybody. I just take a picture and I get out before they notice, if that makes sense. So just do it. Let's see, I have a Canon 200D presently and would like to upgrade. Which camera would you suggest? I suggest anything you can afford. Any camera is pretty good these days, to be honest, so I wouldn't really worry about that too much. Have you ever gotten your art stolen? All the time. I think that's the greatest achievement a photographer can get. It's like when you start seeing your pictures sold on the streets of Taipei in phone cases, that means you've made it. Actually, my friend's the one who told me that. Like, he told me he saw me and Steve's stuff being sold in the streets of Taipei. You know, that's cool. My best pictures are made by an iPhone 6 or 5 years ago, and I'm in New Zealand. Yeah. You can ask them if you could take their photo, or you can just smile and make it less awkward and then move on, which is what I do. Yeah, light and scene is everything. As I said, if you have good light, then pretty much any camera is worth. Do you shoot using CineStill 800? Yes, I do. In fact, I have some YouTube videos about CineStill 800. You can check them out. What strategies you use in turning your craft to money? I'm not sure I'm the best one to ask that question because I'm not like your average photographer. Hey, Zero Form. Because I do paid jobs for companies and things like that, and I do freelance stuff like everybody else. But the most of my money actually comes from just doing what I love, which is street photography. And people buy prints. People ask me to shoot their pictures in my style. Magazines contact me. TV stations contact me. That kind of stuff. So it's not like I can't tell you what to do because that's kind of like my unique situation. You know what I mean? Yeah. Alright, T-Banks to the both of you. Oh, thanks to the both of you. Yes, Flash, I use Flash for portraits and for snow photography mainly. Do you still use your kit lenses? Yep, all the time. Kit lenses are awesome, you know. You use an app to photo edits? Of course. I mean, I have a ton of tutorials on my channel. Sometimes I do live editing, so yes, you know, of course I do. You just have to go back and watch those other videos. Like, I have a ton of them. Let's see. Can you show us photos from when you were a beginner? I mean, I can. I don't know if I still have them. Hey Rob, welcome. Actually, I'm doing this Q&A because I see you do Q&A chats all the time, so I kind of want to do the same, you know. Let's see, where do I keep my beginner photos? I think I took them in Vietnam. Actually, I have pictures from like way before, but I don't know where they are. Yeah, I shoot most of my, well, I shot most of my photos with my phone. I did a project where I shot with my phone strictly for 6 months. I mean, I tried to do it for a whole year, but I just couldn't take it anymore, and I thought that I made my point pretty clear that it's camera, not the, that it's a photographer, not the camera, you know. And now I just shoot with my phone, my camera, and my film cameras interchangeably, you know, here and there. Actually, I don't know where my beginner photos are, but I'll find them later. Yeah, if you need to find tutorials for my app editing stuff, you can find them. There's a playlist called tutorials, so you can find all the editing stuff there. Cool. Let's see. What do you think about Instagram at the moment? Instagram. You know, I get a lot of opportunities from Instagram. A lot of companies find me through there, and what they're doing is kind of, it's not just gonna hurt influencers, but it's also gonna hurt like photographers who get some of their business from there, like me. So right now I'm just kind of hoping someone comes with a better platform, but there's nothing better for us out there at the moment. Maybe TikTok, but right now I'm using TikTok more just to funnel followers to my Instagram, you know. Thanks for what you do and keep up the good content. I try my best. Saw your BBC video, really great work. I'm in Cheonan and finding great places to shoot. Hey, my wife is from Cheonan. In fact, I go there like every other month. Yeah, Jay French, shoot me a message. Maybe we can shoot in Cheonan next time I'm down there. It's only an hour away. Yeah. So, you know, Instagram, I don't know why they have to limit your reach so much. You know, I see people with like 200,000. I know accounts with like 3 million followers and they only get like less than 1% reach. You know, it's like, what is that, you know? In fact, oh yeah, my friend Timo told me that. So I haven't really been using TikTok as much. I just found out yesterday, really. So I'm kind of stuck between a hard place and a rock and a hard place. I don't know. It's like, I hate being put in that kind of situation, but it's not like TikTok is my kind of thing anyways. I haven't really posted that much on there. Anyways, what was I saying? I saw something here about migraines and headaches. Ever suffer from migraines, from stress, otherwise, all the time? But mostly from work, because, you know, I teach, and the students are kind of wild, especially the pubertic ones, so it's a lot of stress teaching, but I somehow managed to get through it. And then there's the deadlines from photography, especially like wedding stuff. I really hate doing weddings, so I don't do them very often. Okay, I'm gonna end the Instagram chat because I'm having a hard time keeping up with everybody. I'm gonna focus on the YouTube. So if you're watching on Instagram, just go to my channel and yeah, we'll do some Q&A stuff. See you. Jinjari? Yeah. Bye. Wait, actually we got a request to be in here, so let's see. One request accepted. Waiting for Jinjari. Okay, back to the YouTube chat while this thing connects. Yeah, TikTok seems to be more like the really woke millennial crowd, if that makes sense. Hey, where's Jinjari? That's weird. Okay, let's see. When was the day you realized I like doing photography? I made a video about that. It's called My Photography Story. I was taking pictures. This was shortly after I bought my Canon 60D. It's my first camera. Hey, Loney. Cool. yeah, I just come to the YouTube channel. I got stuff going on there later. Yeah, see you around, man. So as I was saying, I had just bought my Canon 60D, and I was really excited. And I went to Taiwan. At the time, I was doing video, like I do a lot of video and things for commercials and stuff like that. But I took it for fun to the beach. And I took a picture of this girl just in the ocean. And there was like an island in the distance, and it looked really cool. And I thought I want to be able to do that again. So from there, I just kind of started teaching myself. Anyways, let's end the Instagram chat. Okay, there we go. My hand was getting tired. Okay, cool. Let's do that. Alright, let's focus here on YouTube. Alright, we got 20 people watching. Okay, let's see. I think Instagram is dropping likes to force companies to go to them instead to advertise. That's true. I think what Instagram wants is the companies to buy analytics from them, so they can say which influencers are worth reaching out to. Even though that the companies can reach to influencers and ask for their like screenshots and stuff, that just takes a long time to go through all of them. So they can just go straight to Instagram for like reports of their influencers, and they get a big cut out of it. Because I don't like the audience. Okay, I'm trying to catch up here. I deleted my social media accounts. I found it to be a waste of time and it influenced my photography in a negative way. Yeah, for some people. For me, it's more of an opportunity. I mean, I wouldn't have gotten where I am today if it wasn't for social media. Got Nat Geo, Rolling Stones, TV stations, almost every TV station here in Korea. Lately, BBC, Korean Air. Actually, I was supposed to do a collab with Cyberpunk 2077. You know, the studio from Poland. But that one got put on the back burner until possibly April. They said I can talk about it, but they didn't. They said I couldn't talk about what we're going to do. So if you don't believe me, I have the card they gave me. Is it right here? Where did I put it? Oh yeah, here they are. Here you go. So they reached out to me, and it would not have happened if I wasn't using social media. Yeah. Cool stuff, right? I met them, cool people. Yeah. How do you identify locations to shoot? Sometimes I find it boring shooting locations I've already shot. I just walk around and stuff. You know, I know that's not the answer people are looking for, but I just walk, and if something catches my eye, I take a photo. Sometimes I walk through the area more than once, different times of the day, different times of the season, and it always looks different. You teach English to Koreans? Yes, I do. It's quite difficult, to be honest, but it's good pay. You do weddings, like happy people hugging in light dresses and in the sun shining? Yes, I do. Surprising, right? But you know, that's the kind of stuff that pays the bills. Now, whether I like doing it is another thing, because I don't. In fact, I will avoid weddings if I can, and I'll just do the other stuff. But if I kind of really have to, because there's nothing else to do, then weddings it is. Do you want to continue with photography, learn more, and go a different direction? I mean, concept art for video games, landscapes. You know, I started off doing landscapes. Actually, no, I started off doing magazine and food photography and video. Then I moved on to landscapes and cityscapes. And after a few years of that, oh, wow, Rob, thank you. I appreciate that very much. You know, in Korea here, we have a habit of returning the favor. So expect the same from me someday soon. It's just a habit we have. Because I was saying, what was I saying? Oh yeah, I started off with landscapes and cityscapes. No, I didn't start off. I did that for a few years. And then the problem with Korea is that there is a lot of air pollution, and a lot of the sand from the Gobi Desert. Is it the Gobi Desert? It's some desert in Mongolia. It flies over to Korea in the spring, and it just looks like orange, like Blade Runner. Combined with the pollution, you can't see further than a few feet ahead of you, so you can't take landscapes in that kind of weather. So I started doing more street photography as a side. My original Instagram is Noealz. That was my primary account, and that's where I posted all my landscapes and stuff, like my professional work. And then I made Noealz2 II to post my artsy stuff, like my street photography concept ideas and rainy photography stuff. And that account blew up, and they left my professional account behind, so now that's my main account. It's kind of weird. Kind of weird how that kind of stuff happens, What's the craziest thing that's happened to you in class while I was teaching? A lot of crazy stuff, man. One time, the parents and principal came in to observe my class, and the students were all fighting, and they threw something and broke a window. Yeah, it was a real mess. I don't want to remember that. Hey, life trailmates, what's up? Greetings from India. And the hats, those clothes. Yeah, it's getting cold here, so it's just the beginning, and it's already super cold. Yes. Thank you, Rob Trek, for the donation. I appreciate it very much, and it will come back to you full circle eventually. What do you think of somebody over 40 years going into photography freshly? Does age matter? I don't think age matters, to be honest. I mean, photography is an art. I find that photography helps people get out more and see the world differently. Like these days, since I'm forced to stay home inside because of the cold, I'm interested in doing more macro stuff, like the stuff Rob does. But I recently read an article like from Board Panda of this Japanese photographer that does like little miniatures of people doing stuff. And I want to do more stuff like that. In fact, I ordered a package of like 100 little people so I can start doing that. But yeah, like there's always something new to learn in photography, regardless of age. I mean, you can do landscapes, you can do birds, you can do weddings, you can do portraits, you can do cyberpunk stuff like me, rain photography, macro like Rob, creative photography. Like, it's never ending. You're always going to be learning something different. So you can never master photography. You can become a master of light, but you always need to learn how to use light in different environments and different settings. So that's why I love photography, because you can never learn all of it. And I love learning. Hey Noe, can you recap on your favorite shooting neighborhoods in Seoul for neon streets? Do I have any water? You can shoot anywhere in Seoul and it looks good. Just walk in any direction, you'll find a bunch of neon lights. This is corn tea, by the way. But probably the best place is going to be Jongno, which is located in the center of Seoul. There's a lot of old school signs, bars, neon lights, and alleys. So pick a direction and walk towards that direction, and you'll come across lots of stuff. Yeah, it's never too late to start doing anything. So that's why I'm learning. I'm teaching myself optics. I ordered a book from Amazon. Really expensive college book, by the way. But I know I spent lots when I went to college. But I want to learn optics, and I want to make videos about optics on YouTube, especially this winter since I won't be able to go out as much. I think that would be good. Buenos días, yo entiendo la mitad, pero cuando publico fotos tuyas, comento. Muchas gracias, María. Siempre estoy aquí. I really enjoyed your review of the students' disposable film shots. You're right, age doesn't matter. Exactly. So, let's see. There's 2 cameras out there. And I have one more right here. I gotta develop this maybe next week. And then after this, there's only one camera left. Sorry, just ate pork belly. Once this is done, I'm going to print the best photos from each. And then we're gonna host a little gallery for the students and the parents to come and visit. Hopefully they'll want to become photographers in the future, you know? And this is something anybody can do. I mean, if you're a father or if you're an uncle or something or a mother, you can buy one of these, give it to your kid and let them go out and see what they can come up with, you know? It's nice to see the world through their eyes. But I want to do more of these creative photography stuff. Like, I want to buy a few more of these disposable cameras and place them around the city with like my address and just tell people to use them and send them to me, but I don't know if many people will. It's kind of a leap of faith. Or what I can do is buy a disposable one, tie it to a string in a busy touristy area with a sign that says take your photo or something, or take a picture of something you like and return the camera when you're done with one photo, and check back in a few hours and see if the camera's still there, develop it. Those are some of the ideas that I have. I would be very excited to see what can come from that. Do you post your work on r cyberpunk? What do you think of that subreddit? I used to. Like when I first posted my photos there like 3 years ago, people loved it and everyone thought it was great. And I got so much support and like a bunch of followers overnight. But as more and more people started doing what's called cyberpunk stuff, they started to hate it more and they're like, oh, another edited photo, blah blah blah. And now I just don't even bother anymore unless it's like super amazing, something that will blow their socks off because they don't like them anymore. María, no sé si has visto muchos youtubers ofrecen viajes turísticos con ellos. Tú podrías hacer lo mismo con los que te gusta hacer fotos, tendrías bastante clientes. That is true. Es verdad, pero es que no me gusta, ¿cómo se llama? Pensar mucho en dinero. Yo hago fotografía porque me gusta y no tanto por el dinero. Y pienso, si me siento que muchos de los youtubers en Corea nomás piensan en dinero. So she's asking me why I don't do more like kind of trips with the YouTubers here in Korea, because they could have like a lot of business opportunity and stuff. But like the thing is, I don't really like talking about money so much. Like I do photography because I like it, and yes, it's a source of income, but I don't like all my decisions to be like money based. You know what I mean? Yeah, and Reddit used to be really open to creative content, but now they flag you as self-promotion. It's kind of weird because it used to be like very liberal and open to artists and stuff to post their own artwork, and now you can't even post your own artwork. How many languages do you speak? 4? English, Spanish, Korean, French. Some French. I don't use French as much as I used to. Actually, never mind. Let's say 3 because I haven't spoken French in years, so I'm pretty much sure I forgot. Hey man, just want to say you're a huge inspiration to me. I love your videos, especially the imposter syndrome, as I could relate to it heavily. Thank you, Jag. Yeah, before making that video, I was really depressed. And then as more people started telling me that they feel the same way all the time, especially some of the other photographer friends that I have, then I started feeling better, that there's people out there, just not just me, you know. They like the photos in our cyberpunk, it's just they don't want people self-promoting. I guess it's a good and bad thing. Yeah, that's true. But the thing is, a lot of people have 2 accounts, and they'll post their work on another account, so it doesn't seem like they're self-promoting, you know. So it just, everybody does it. So then, like, what's the point? Actually, I have. In fact, I have a video where I printed my photos and I placed them all around the city. I got 2 videos actually, and it's something I continue to do all year. So I print my own pictures and I just place them around the city, and I put them in little plastic bags. That way, the rain doesn't destroy them. And yeah, you know, people message me on Instagram. They're like, "Hey, I found this picture that belongs to you," you know. And that's another way to get Instagram followers. You know, you gotta take things into your own hands. I wanted to do it with like actual big prints. Actually, that's legal in your country? Oh, sorry, dude. Well, you can put it around the trash cans, you know, like around the trash where people go. That way it's like, oh, it's just trash, you know. That's what I did anyways. But I post these around the trash cans. That way they can't say it's illegal or anything. It's just, oh, it's in the trash, you know. But yeah, good stuff. This is just one of the many things I do, and there's some video on it already. Yeah. Good stuff. I don't see anyone else doing stuff like this. Actually, there's one thing one of my friends did. Oh, thank you, Rob. Actually, I did this out of necessity because I didn't want to pay Instagram $5 for like 1 day of pictures. You know, that's seems really not a good value for my money. So instead, I've spent around $13. I printed like 30 pictures. I put them in little baggies that cost like $1. I just placed them around the city in places where I knew it was not illegal. And then people find me, and some of them are still up to this day. Hey, Casa de Criso. And another thing you can do, and this is something my friend Liam does, or he did, is well, I'll get to you right now, Rod. He takes Instax Polaroid pictures of his artwork, and he signs it and he puts it around the city for people to find with his Instagram in the back. So I think I want to try something like that too, but I don't want to steal his idea. It's just a really good idea. I'll probably ask him first. Hey, can I do that? You know, just I know you did it first, but also, I got my first art show from those pictures. I put one picture. Okay, there's a sign in Hebangchon. It's like the foreigner area in Seoul, and there's like everybody puts their flyers and everybody puts their shows and everything that's going on. And I put my photo there. And the owner of this bar, he's like a big art enthusiast. He found my picture. He contacted me and he gave me and Steve Rowe and James Lucian, and was it James? Well, some of my other friends, including Robert, and he gave us an art show. And I like to believe, yeah, because it was me, because he found my artwork. So I have a video on that too. I have lots of videos actually. But here's something else you can do. You can make prints of your photos, like big prints. You can frame them, and you can put your contact information on them. And then you can go to like coffee shops and ask them, hey, I'm a photographer. I have these prints. I would like to offer you one of them if you would like to hang it up on your wall and for free. You know, I'm not going to charge you. It's just if you're interested. And you'd be surprised, like many coffee shops would say, yeah, sure, you know, it's free artwork for them, you know. And you have your Instagram there or your information and people find you. Or sometimes restaurants are like, we don't like those pictures. We want something related to our restaurant. So what you can do is you can take pictures of their restaurants or their venue, and then you can print it for them and you can hang it in their place, or you can just work something out with your information. Then people find you. So that's some of the. I don't think I've made a video about that one, but maybe I will. especially this winter. I'm just receiving new prints and it's like the coating is peeling off. Anyone else had that? Maybe I should be running professional stunts. I've never had that. I hope it's not one of my prints. It's not one of mine, is it? Because I chose Society 6 because they have really good quality and low cost. Do you ever feel that some photos are unfairly praised? Obviously images that are very simply made in 3D, but gain a lot of praise to, yeah, all the time. I mean, I have a whole video on imposter syndrome. Like I was recently in the BBC. I'm supposed to do a collab with Cyberpunk 27. I've been on Anthony Bourdain's. I've been on all the TV stations here. I've been on the Rolling Stones. Nat Geo. I've been so many places, and yet somehow I still feel like my photos are just not good enough. You know? Like I'm always critical of my own work. And sometimes I think to myself, do people really like my pictures, or do they just see other people liking, so they like it too? Because you know, like some celebrities, they'll post a picture of like their half-eaten McDonald's burger and they'll get like 1 million likes or something. And then I start to think, am I like that? Like, are there people that are just gonna like, whatever I post, even if they don't like it? So that's always in the back of my mind. But there's also photographers who are in love with their own work. They think everything they post is amazing, and I think some of them suck. Some of them. Yeah, just get stickers and paste them everywhere like B&E. I would do that, but I would post them in places I know wouldn't be illegal. Yeah, I want to get. You should get the Instax printers. Actually, I want to get one for one of my students. Yeah, sure. Okay, there you go. Ooh, yes. If you got one of my prints and they were not so good quality, I would probably want to refund you, to be honest. I don't know. I am not comfortable with that kind of thing. Yeah, that's why I try to go for the cheapest options. Like I sell stickers and I sell prints. I don't get much money from them, but the stickers are like $2. The prints are anywhere from 10 to higher end. Sorry, pork belly. And some people can buy the stickers if they can't afford a print, and most people buy like some small posters. And for me, it's more about making my art more accessible to people rather than selling extravagant prices for to get a lot of money out of it, you know. So it's really up to you what you want to do. Like I have free wallpapers for the phone and the computer on my website, and people can download them if they want, but I have like a donation box if people want to give back anything, you know. So that stuff is free, but people are always free to donate. But I do sell prints and stickers, and I tried shirts for a while, but that wasn't going so great. So it's like, nah, I don't like that whole shirt thing. Yeah, I'm cool with just prints and stickers, and the freelance stuff, you know. Have you tried shooting daytime cyberpunk? Here and there. It's very hard though. You need the perfect location for that kind of thing. But I have some places in mind. I just I can't because I work during the day and I get out, it's already evening. Do you know what I mean? So it's really difficult. Maybe on the weekends, but it has to be like a good weekend because the weather is usually not so good in Seoul. Yeah. Cool. Let's see how many people we have in here. 27. Hot diggity. That's better than I thought. To be honest, I didn't think many people would show up, you know. I was afraid to do this live stream thing because I don't want to be like those influencers here on YouTube. Yeah, ask me questions about me, all about me. Me. No, I just want to do photography stuff. Are you excited for the new Cyberpunk game? Absolutely. In fact, I'm doing a collab with them in April. Yes. Haha. But I haven't made a video about that yet, I think. They say I can't talk about it, but they say I can talk that I'm doing it. Pretty cool stuff though. Awesome, right? Yeah, but this is the kind of stuff this is the kind of stuff I do for paid work, you know. I don't really go bragging about it. Since I'm nowhere near a city, I just have had this idea, Cyberpunk on a beach, dogma photography. Yeah, try it out, you know. Neon dogs. Are your lenses sharp? They're sharp at f8. I mean, anything is sharp at f8, I think. Si voy a Seúl, estaría dispuesta a pagar a salir con tomar fotos. La otra es la de concedido gracias al galerista. Días después tienes una cierta presentación. Sí, tengo un dossier, es mi website, noealz.com. But you don't have to pay me. No tienes que pagarme para salir conmigo. Nomás, si quieres que tome fotos de ti, sería pagado, pero nomás por tomar fotos juntos no te cobraría. Yeah, I often do photo tours also. That's another part of my business. Like people come and they want me to give like a full tour of the city and they'll pay. If people just want to shoot with me like casually, then I don't charge anything. You know, it's cool. I like shooting with people. But if people want like a photo tour or they want me to shoot their photos in my style, then I do charge. Sharpness is a bourgeois concept. Yeah, I think so. You know, there's more to photography than just sharpness. There's color rendering. There's if you were interested in the way the bokeh looks, and each lens has its own characteristics. Some people talk about micro contrast if you're into that. Please, which gear do you use and which production software? I have Lightroom tutorials, you know, I use Lightroom Mobile too. But you can use any, I mean, they all do the same thing. Exposure, whites, blacks, shadows, highlights. That's all you really need. Cameras, I use like 8 different cameras, man. I even have a phone. I use my phone all the time. And people can't tell when I use the phone or my camera. And I shoot with film cameras too, so people can't tell the difference. Sorry, I just ate a lot. Did City Project just find you on YouTube, or did you reach out to them, or how did they collab happen? They found me. They messaged me on Instagram, you know. That's why I say Instagram's the place to be, whether or not you like it. They got my contact information, then we set up a meeting, and we talked about 2 collabs. The first collab got cancelled because there's some tensions between Japan and Korea right now, and it was supposed to be like a Sony event, and Koreans hate Japan, so they canceled that. But the next chance is going to be like in April. I can't talk about what it's going to be, I can only say that it's going to happen. Wow, can I talk Dutch to you if you want? No ver cómo haces, voy a tu website y ver tu estilo y conozco galerías que ver lo que pasa. También puedes ir a mi Instagram. That's pretty much it. Have you ever been to Manila? Yes, I have. I went to Manila like 3-4 years ago. I forget exactly. But I only spent like 2 days there or something. And I spent the rest of my time in Coron, relaxing. Yeah. You know what? It's funny because I work with a lot of big companies, you know, including Samsung. That's one of the really big companies I work with. And they don't really care about stuff like sharpness. Like, sharpness is only something YouTube photographers care about and people on the forums. Um, but like, they even hired me when they found out I was shooting with my phone. They actually hired me to use their phones. Like, a lot of okay, the way a lot of influencers do is like they work with a company and they promote it on their Instagram or Twitter or whatever for the world to see. But the way I work is like companies hire me to make videos and products that they can show behind closed doors. You know what I mean? So I can't even talk about which products I use for them, but they hire me to use their products for their executive board meetings and that kind of stuff, not for the public. So they never mention stuff about sharpness or anything. They just say just take the photos in your style and use their phones and stuff like that. Ando buscando tu biografía de presentación, porque conozco un fotógrafo, pues un poco. I know, man. Don't worry. I know you're kidding, but it's still interesting to talk about sharpness. I try to like people's photos, you know. But you gotta understand, it got like right now I'm like 34,000 followers or something. Yeah, 34,000. Like, I I can't go through every person's that follows me and like their photos. It's just impossible. It's like there's too many people. Sure. Thank you for stopping by. We're at 26 people. Maybe someday I'll have as many viewers as Rob Trek. You know, he's got a ton. It's very cool. But yeah, if you got like photography related stuff, feel free to ask me. That's my wife's phone. Hey, turn off the alarm. Yeah, she was taking a nap. But yeah, got a question? Let me know. Especially photography related stuff. You know, I'll try to answer as honestly as I can, as non BSE as possible. Hmm. Did this thing freeze? What's going on? Oh, it's cool. Yeah, as long as I know people are listening, no problem. I'll be doing lives more often though because it's winter. I can't go out. It's too cold, you know. So I'm gonna have to do a lot of indoor stuff. Have you developed the films already from your last shoots? Not yet. It's gonna take a while. I shot with Kodak Vision 3, and that film has like a special film on the film that needs to be peeled, and it's got a different processing than just regular film, so I gotta send it to like a lab in Taipei and stuff. It's gonna take a long time. Yeah. But I can probably develop the lomography one. But I'm saving to go to Japan later next month, so I'm kind of pinching all my pennies. You know, what's it called? Penny pinching? You know, I lived in Korea so long, I'm forgetting my English. I'm trying to save money as much as I can. Have you ever got to meet Hideo Kojima? Not Hideo. I wish. Thank you very much. Yeah, like I like Rob's stuff. It's like very photography centric. we try to keep, well, I try to keep everything I do just about photography, not really about myself, not really about the gear. Maybe the vintage lenses, because those are like 30 bucks, 20 bucks, $10, and they're really cool and have good quality. So I like talking about vintage lenses, but not really so much on the channel. Just like to show them. One last question: do you ever get to get the cyberpunk looking camera with no cross pressing like I did in our collab? Sometimes. Like I have gels I use, like the actual old school color filters. You can use them on the camera like a filter, and since I underexpose, usually it already looks edited most of the time. So also when I shoot infrared, sometimes it looks like that in camera already. There's sometimes I take pictures, especially on a rainy day, where I'm like, I don't even need to edit it. It already looks the way I want it to look. So yeah. Tienes a Laurence Casia abonado en Instagram. ¿Por qué no hacer una colaboración? He colaborado con él. Yes, Lauren Casia salió en mi video. Fuimos juntos a compras y tengo un video sobre eso. But yeah, I've already done videos with him. He lives like the next station over, you know. It's a cool guy. You say you take an average 700 pictures daily, even in your day job. How do you get that? Not daily. It's just whenever I go out, I'll take around 700 photos. Like on a good rainy night, I'll stay out as long as I can. I'll shoot a bunch of photos. All right, Rob. Have a good one. The gels are awesome. You can get creative if you don't have one. Like I use sometimes like the candy wrappers or different colors, the see-through ones, and those work pretty good too. But yeah. No está tu biografía. I don't really have a biography, I guess. No tengo una biografía, nomás tengo mis fotos. Just my photos. But yeah, I have gigabytes over gigabytes. No, not gigabytes. Terabytes over terabytes of photos that haven't even gone through yet. Which I'm going to be going through this winter. Because I don't go out so much in the winter. It's more like I shoot a lot during the warm months, and then during winter I'll edit. It's good quarantine. Let's see. Wow, it's already been an hour. Time flies, and I wasn't expecting so many people to watch either. It feels good. Can you speak a little bit more on the technique you use when you're taking your style of picture? It's not really so much to it, you just I see something that looks futuristic and I take a photo. You know what I mean? Hey, it's good to see you here. What's up, dude? How you doing? I'm okay today. Like when I go out shooting, I have like a theme or a concept in mind. If it's something like cyberpunk, I look for things that look like they are cyberpunkish, and then I just take a picture. I know that doesn't really help much, but in the context of things it does. Like sometimes, for example, if I'm shooting with a 135mm, I like to focus on signs, so then when I go out taking photos, I just like taking pictures of signs and only signs. Sometimes I just focus on taking pictures of people and only people. So yeah, I shoot raw all the way. So I edit so much. So that's, I hope that helps you. I mean, I see something I like and I take a photo. Oh, I'm glad so, man. I wish you could go to Denmark someday. You're lucky because people in Europe, people in Denmark, there's a lot of good lenses to be bought over there. Really cheap vintage lenses. and they cost a lot if I want to have them shipped over here. But you guys can just go to like a vintage camera shop or a market and find these old lenses attached to cameras, and you buy them so cheap. You're so lucky. Yeah, that's why I'm the rainy photographer. Actually, I wanted to put cyberpunk photographer or neo-noir photographer, but I know not many people look for that kind of stuff. And rain photography is more of something that more people can relate to. You know what I mean? Because a lot of people don't even know what cyberpunk is. But when they see my photos, are like, oh yeah, that's it. 1 second. Let me ask my wife something. Hey, were you gonna wake up? Do you need to wake up? No? Okay, stay sitting. Stay sleeping. I'll continue my live stream. We're lucky today the wife's not feeling like it. Yeah, they're not as cheap as they used to be. Actually, there's one lens I really want, but I don't really have the money for it. Even though it's cheap, I mean, it's cheap compared to new lenses, but it's not cheap compared to most vintage lenses. That's the Zeiss Biotar 58 2.0. It's the original, not the. It's what the Helios is based on, but the real Biotar is just, man, that lens is beautiful. I want it. Can't afford it. Plus, there's a bunch of like Russian copies, not Helios's, but like there's actual fake Russian copies of the Biotar. It says Biotar and everything, but they're actually made in Russia. So it's really hard to know if you buy a Biotar if it's really a Zeiss Biotar or if it's like an actual German Biotar, like a Jena Biotar. So I don't know, man. That's what makes them expensive. Ever get that feeling you repeat yourself, get stuck in your style, need to something new or different all the time? Alright, Rod, you have a good one. I'll do these more often. It was nice chilling with you. You take care. But yeah, sometimes I feel stuck, especially since I'm so known for one style. But actually, I have many styles. I mean, I was a landscape, I do cityscapes. A lot of my money comes from time lapse. I have cyberpunk. When I don't have cyberpunk, I have neon noir, which is kind of similar. I have rain photography, and I have infrared. Not many infrared photographers out there. And I do anime style photography too. So really, I have a lot of things to play around with. Yeah, I'm always trying something new though. Man, I've been busy these days. I really want to do photography again. How do you cope? How do you cope up with work in photography? Well, here's the thing. Since I live in Korea, I don't have too many friends. I pretty much have all the time in the world for myself. So I do a lot of things that keep my mind busy. Photography is one of them. I made YouTube as a way of being like my creative outlet because I need to be doing something all the time. And when I can't be out shooting photography, I like to be editing videos. And when I'm not doing either, I like learning about optics, which is what I'm studying by myself right now. When I'm not doing that, I started fixing lenses. Actually, I tried to fix a lens. I tried to make a video about fixing the Topcore RE58 1.4, but I was using an LED light, and when I record, you get like those little lines in the video, and it looks really nasty. So, yeah. So I'm just always keeping myself busy because if I don't keep myself busy, I'll fall into a spiral of depression, and then I'll start trash talking everyone on YouTube. You know? Yeah, that's kind of how it happens. If I can be completely honest. So the busier I keep myself, the better. Oh yeah. I don't know, it feels good getting that stuff out of the way. No, but really, I don't like what photography has become. You know, it's people just focus on the gear and on the sharpness, and they're always just trying to sell you something. I really don't like that, you know. Oh, I should talk to you about the latest lens, if you want. Let me go get it. If you like, anyways. This is the Tair 11A. It's a Russian lens. The special thing about this lens is that it has 20 aperture blades. It smells like diesel and iron, you know. It's a crazy lens. I can't wait to use it. But like I say, it's just too cold these days. Can't really use it. Luckily, it's also very simple to service, so if something ever happens to it, I can fix it right up. Sometimes that happens. I'm always on 500px or Instagram or Flickr looking at other people's work, and then sometimes I'll get inspired to go out and shoot or to try and take that kind of photo. So if you're feeling uninspired, why don't you start a YouTube channel like me, you know? That's one of the reasons I started it too. I mean, I wanted to share everything I know, and I wasn't seeing anyone else doing the kind of stuff I was doing, so I started making my own videos. Like, do you know any cyberpunk style short films shot in Seoul? You mean besides mine? Actually, I don't think so. I mean, I have videos, they're like 3 minutes long, but they're more like, not exactly like that. It's a cool lens. Actually, this lens has a really interesting story. It was made for Russian, not diplomats, but like high-ranking Russian officers. The original one is actually silver in color, and that's why it's got 20 aperture blades. But the thing is, this lens was like so popular, like the pictures are just so beautiful, like that people had to have it. So they started producing it for the masses. Yeah. Actually, this is the updated version. This is the Tair 11A. There's a Tair 11, but the 11A is like the new one, the black one. I forgot exactly. I think it has some kind of coating to reduce the reflections, because like the first lenses that has like a bunch of reflections. But yeah, I can't wait to shoot this. Actually, I think you would like this lens a lot, Rob, because this is like a lot of people use this lens for portraits and for like flowers and that kind of stuff, because the bokeh is just amazing. Anyways, you get for like $100. Still cheaper than most lenses. It's really heavy though. Yeah. I wish more people spoke about vintage lenses. You know, it's like, because they're so cheap. You could spend like $1,000 on the latest and greatest lens, or $2,000, some of them. Or you could buy like a really amazing lens for like $50, $30. Like lenses that cost thousands of dollars back in the day are as little as $30 now. But yeah, I got my eyes on that Zeiss Biotar 58. If I ever get something, that's gonna be it. But don't let the wife know. Yeah. I want a Vivitar Series 1. An analog camera? It's kind of hard. I mean, if you want like the best ones, you can go for the Nikons and the Canon A1 or whatever. But I like very very simple stuff, so I just use the Pentax K1000, which is like it's like the camera most photography students begin with. It's like super simple, but I like full manual when it comes to that kind of thing. I also have the ME Super or Super ME. Those are really simple cameras. They cost you like $10. Actually, if you go to this website, you find yours, shopgoodwill.com. I'm posted right here. You can find cameras for like $10, sometimes as little as $6, in good working condition. They usually come with a lens too. So when people ask me, where do you buy vintage lenses? Marketplace, vintage shops, eBay, and shopgoodwill.com. You can buy a lot of stuff on there. Like seriously, the kind of things people post on there. Oh man, let's see what they have going on today. Cameras and camcorders. Yeah, they post all kinds of crazy things on here. I suggest it. Yeah, this is an awesome website, if you live in the States, that is. Right now it looks like there's a vintage like a DRP going for $1 grand, 100,000. I mean $1 grand, $100. So they got expensive stuff and they got cheap stuff. Let's see what's the lowest price. Yeah, they got all kinds of stuff on here. I'm taking a look right now. I see a lot of 5 camera lenses for $3. I should make a video about this thing. But yeah, if you're in the States and you need camera stuff, check out that website. You'll thank me later. Oh, you need to use your thing? Alright, wife is telling me it's time to go. So we're gonna end the live stream here. I'm gonna do this stuff more often because it's winter and I'm stuck inside. So I'll see you all around. Thank you so much for the donations. I'm gonna put it to good use, I promise. And I'll see you around. So, bye. See you then. Wait, how do I stop this? Oh. Bye.